I pulled these three cards last night. They've been sitting on my desk since last night, okay? And I just didn't want to go into it, okay? Because when I pulled them, I wasn't expecting to pull those. For some reason, I picked up my Kipper deck instead of my tarot deck. So, okay. Okay, so this is the Caring Connections card. Adjacent Possibilities. And the Yin Yang. Okay. On the bottom of the Energy Oracle, the woman holding a coin. And I just had to, sometimes I can't help but notice what's under the one that's on the bottom of the deck, and it is the World card. Now, normally I don't read my energy oracles inverted, so I don't feel like this is supposed to be inverted. I feel like this is completion, because under that we have the Walking Away card. So yeah, something has come to an end. Okay, so let's just get into it. So I pulled these last night. For some reason, I picked up my Kipper deck, so we're gonna pull some Kippers, okay, to clarify these energy oracles. Then we'll get into the tarot. I'm trying to make it quick, but I'm not gonna rush this. Welcome to Intuition Unraveled. I am the Unraveler. Show me. Clarify the Caring Connections card for me, please. For the collective. Clarify caring connections. Clarify this care. Thank you. Ooh. The Lovers. Whoa. Okay. Should I read that right now? Okay, I feel like, the caring connections being clarified by the Lovers. Okay. This is clear energy of connections that are actually healing to the collective. I don't know why I'm stumbling over my words, but yeah, these are connections that you're going to. I don't feel like these are. I'm not going to say too deeply about it, but what I'm channeling about it is that these are fairly new connections, or they may be connections that are being renewed, but these are connections that are actually mutually like an alternating current of nurturing and love and healing. It's what you actually, the type of love that you actually need and desire coming together. 29 is 11, yes. So the 1111, something about 11 is going to be very significant. Maybe the month of November. But yes, so these are true divine connections coming together. Now, I don't know, like I said, because I feel like, these, it's giving the energy of peace. I'm seeing two doves, peace, like peaceful. It's like these are connections that are healing to your nervous system, okay? And both people involved will be giving and investing in this connection. So these are connections that are being divinely orchestrated, okay? Clarify the Adjacent Possibilities card. Because I feel like these are unexpected connections that, that's why I feel like they are new, in some way, shape, or form. Yes, these are a gift, okay? These are a gift. These connections that you are going to, I'm feeling like these are new. I feel like they are coming into you as a gift because of what you have gone through in the past, okay? You've suffered a lot, and you've gone through a lot as far as emotional and mental stress and trauma, okay? And so because of that, I just feel like these are new connections. These are not old connections. And again, if it is someone that you are reconnecting with, something that is being renewed or restored, but for the most part, these feel like new connections that you're going to be coming into that are actually healing, nurturing to the nervous system. They are a gift from the divine, okay? And I just feel that they are coming in ways that you don't expect. These are unexpected connections that are a gift to you because of what you have gone through, what you have survived. Yes, yin yang, you know, it's like to bring you back into balance because you were thrown off balance mentally, emotionally, okay? More than anything, okay? You know, physically, spiritually, you have been intact, but not focused on that because it's like, you know, because you're mentally and emotionally thrown off, you can't even be aligned with what's going on spiritually, okay? And so it's really, I feel like this is about restoring emotional and mental balance. Those two cards were stuck together. Occupation, yes. So I feel like, okay, and on the bottom of the deck, the child card, I feel like this is in reference to your inner child, okay? I want to pull from the tarot. Okay, so the balance card, the yin yang, was clarified by your occupation. Okay, I get it. And so basically, it's like this is what you threw yourself into, is your occupation, and not necessarily work in your job, but you also, you know, you may have done that, but you also threw yourself into things that you love, like creating things, you know, manifesting. And this is why on the bottom of the oracle we have the woman holding a coin, okay? And so I just feel like, you know, and I feel like you can feel this coming. I feel like I'm mostly speaking to a divine feminine, but I feel like there are some masculine energies intertwined in here who have embraced your divine feminine energy, okay? Meaning that you are ready to nurture a woman. You are ready to love a woman. You are ready to, you know, treat her with care and gently. You are ready to be concerned about the way that she feels and the way that you make her feel. You know, you're ready to love, you know, completely, you know, rather than love as a transaction. It's going to be love as an alternating current, okay? This is for the portion, you know, I feel like it's a small portion of the masculine energy that has healed, that is ready to enter into this balanced sort of connection. So I feel like for the feminine energy here, this will be a gift to you from the divine that you are not expecting, okay? But it is a gift, sort of a, I don't know why I keep hearing consolation prize, okay? Consolation prize for what you have survived, okay? Something to bring you back into balance, okay? Because, and I'm talking to people who have thrown themselves into working a lot, working hard. But in the midst of working, you have also you have planted seeds, okay? That you are getting ready to have a harvest for, okay? Beautiful energy. Let's get into the tarot. And I feel like, you know, these connections that you are going to be coming into, divine collective, are going to be very healing for your inner child, okay? Soft, gentle love, nurturing, you know, it's a motherly love. So it's like relationships in which the divine feminine is being honored as she should be, okay? The term happy wife, happy life. I'm going to go to a part 2 because I'm getting ready to run out of time, but I heard happy wife, happy life, and I feel like I need to expound upon that because I feel like a lot of people kind of misconstrue and misinterpret that. Go to part 2. Okay, part 1 just posted itself. I didn't even get to put the title on the bitch, okay? It just... So if you see part one, yeah, I don't know what I called it, but I think, yeah, whatever. But anyway, this is going to be part two, okay? So I stopped with this, actually, this um, 10 of Wands had actually jumped out of the deck before I went to the next, the next part. So I was talking about, this love being a gift from the divine for those of you who have suffered, okay, who have, really been affected emotionally and mentally by the traumas that you have gone through. It's a gift from the divine, okay, to heal your nervous system. It is a gift from Mother to, a gift of nurturing, a gift of love, of softness, of, caring. And in the midst of while you were healing, you were planting seeds that are now coming to fruition. Okay? So, we have the woman holding a coin. This is, your life is getting ready to shift because of this harvest that is getting ready to come in. I ended it with saying, happy wife, happy life, because, looking at this caring connections card, and it's not even about what's on the card or what it's saying, but I was talking about how happy wife, happy life gets misconstrued and misinterpreted. It's not about just making the woman's needs more important than anything else. Did I just see an orb? But I'll have to look back. But anyway, making the woman's needs more important than anything else. But we know that when the woman's needs are met, it is her nature to care for everyone else and everything else. So it's not like, if we take care of the mother energy, if we take care of the feminine energy, that she will be the only one being cared for. It's that when you put the feminine energy first, everyone is going to get cared for, because it is her nature to nurture and care for everyone else. But when the mother is not in balance, then nothing is in balance. Okay, so, we can try to negate the importance of the mother. You can speak of that with your words, but the importance of the mother is the fact that none of us would be here without the mother. Okay, we can tell fairy tales about how a woman came from a man's rib and all of that, but you cannot negate lived experience when we know that every one of us on this planet, okay, including Jesus, okay, came from the mother, okay? And so this is the time where the mother energy, this feminine nurturing healing energy, is going to be honored as she should be. And when this feminine energy is honored, then everything blossoms, everything grows, everything is receiving what it needs, okay? And so it's about everything being brought into balance, okay? We live in a patriarchal society where we have been taught that God is a man, God, the Father, the Son, the Holy Spirit is a man. And, the woman is just there as their helper, as their play toy, okay? And, this is not the truth. And so the truth is being revealed in this time, okay, of revelation, this time of the great awakening. And the divine feminine is awakening, not accepting anything less than what she deserves, knowing the value of her energy, and, just standing on business 100%. So at the end of the day, the divine feminine will be the one holding the coin, holding the power. And the thing about the divine feminine is that she's not going to misuse that power. When the feminine energy is in power, everyone is receiving what they need. Okay, the earth and everyone on it and in it is being nurtured, okay? And so it's being fed, it's being loved correctly. And so this is just a changing of the guards. And so this love that is coming in, from the divine feminine, whether it's coming through a masculine or feminine vessel, is going to help heal the nervous system of those of you who have been suffering, those of you who have, suffered a lot of loss, a lot of emotional and mental trauma, okay? And so I feel like, so the Ten of Wands jumped out of the deck while I was uh right before I left, and it landed on this caring connections and the lovers card. Okay, and I feel like because I feel like those of you who have been, emotionally traumatized, you don't feel that you desire love right now, and so you see this as a burden. You see this as something that I don't want to deal with. I don't want to focus on love right now. I want to focus on money. I want to focus on success. I want to focus on building my empire. Okay, tap in, divine feminine, divine masculine. Tap in. If correct me if I'm wrong. You have not been wanting to focus on love because of what you experienced. Okay, and so you don't see this as something that you desire. It's not something that you're focused on. And this is why it is like a surprise. It's a gift, because it's not going to be what you expect. You expected it to be the same type of energy that you've always gotten, and it's not going to be that. Okay, it's going to be a surprise for you. It's going to be healing for you. It's going to be what you have always deserved, but you seem to have given up on. It's going to be a time to celebrate. Okay, Three of Cups. So you're going to go from, because for the most part, you have healed, okay? But you healed the long way. It took a long time, okay? And you may still be holding on to some of that residual energy, hypervigilance, being, extremely protective of your heart and of your energy, not really wanting to deal with anyone, and definitely not wanting to think about love, okay? And so this is going to be a time of celebration. And I feel like, again, the connection is unexpected. And so you don't know when it's going to come. It's a gift. Six of Cups. Now, for some of you, this may be someone from the past, but for the most part, I feel like the Six of Cups is like the feeling that this new love is going to give you is a feeling that you felt as a child. It's like because again, don't forget that on the bottom of the Kipper we have the child card, the inner child. It's like up under this. Okay, I can't help but notice, but up under the this is the marriage card. Okay. But let's talk about this inner child, because I feel like this relationship is going to heal. I can't even pick up the card because of my nails. Okay, there we go. Okay, because this Six of Cups, okay, energy. It's like when this love comes in, it's going to heal that inner child. It's like it's going to remind you, it's like you're going to feel feelings that you haven't felt since you were a child. Okay, so it's like remembering parts of yourself. I heard remembering, which means to put back together. To remember means to bring back together the dismembered parts of self. And a lot of us have not been nurturing our inner child, and have not been able to express our inner child, or be able to focus on, or to properly care for or nurture the inner child, because of maybe you've been in survival mode or whatever it is that's been going on. The inner child now will get the attention that he or she needs, and it's like it's going to awaken these feelings in you of nostalgia. Of, I remember feeling like this when I was 6 years old, when I was 5. It's been that long ago. And so but again, this is indicative of the fact that your inner child is being nurtured and being healed by this soft love, okay, that is coming in, that contains the energy of mother. Okay, and so it is the reawakening of the divine feminine in the masculine and feminine collective. Okay, this yin yang balance coming in, and you're going to see this in every area of your life. Okay, whatever you do for work, whatever however you act at home, your friendships, your relationships, this mother energy is going to be permeating all of it. Okay, and some of you, this is Two of Pentacles. Two of Pentacles to clarify the yin yang and the occupation card. I love it though, because it's really like this balance of, let's go to part 3, and then I'm trying to close it out on part 3. Okay. I think I ended with the Two of Pentacles and the Ten of Wands. The Two of Pentacles was, I was seeing like, this balance being brought between your dark and your light side, and bringing all of this into like putting the pieces back together. The divine feminine, remembering oneself. Okay, and so I feel like it's seeing, also seeing this love coming in as a burden. So I want you to not, because there is a danger of pushing it away because you feel like this is not something that you want. But it is going to be something that is good for you if you do allow it in. It's a time of celebration, a time that will, it will trigger feelings of nostalgia, feelings that you haven't felt since you were a child, okay? Feelings that you won't remember feeling until it's triggered again by this new connection that's coming in. This is all good energy. It may be something that, again, you might not readily welcome because it is not something that you expect. It is a surprise, okay? It's like a surprise gift because of what you've gone through, that you probably had given up on it and felt like nothing was going to come or whatever. It's like you no longer want it, but it is something that you need for your soul, okay? And along with that is also coming abundance. So it just feels like you alchemized this energy here, okay? With the Magician card, it's like everything that you went through. When I say you healed the long way, you took that energy and you alchemized it into something. You planted seeds of the things that you wanted to create. And so those seeds are now again coming into fruition. It's time for the harvest. Okay, a lot of you, your life is about to change. It's about to shift to where you're going to have more money to spend. Okay, you're going to be able to have more emotion because of this financial freedom. And the financial freedom is a direct result of all of the spiritual work that you have done. Now I have a handful of cards here, and something is telling me, read these and close it out with that. Now, on the bottom of them all, we have the Ace of Cups, okay? The Ace of Cups indicating, again, that healing heart that I keep seeing, okay? So this energy that's coming in, which is a nurturing, mothering, healing energy. A lot of you may have been being more emotional than normal, or, overly. I'm not going to say overly because, it's as emotional as you are supposed to be, given what you've gone through, given what you may be feeling in the moment. And I feel like a lot of you have been, been really emotional lately. And this is your heart cleansing and healing itself, okay? After walking away, you're crying about things that you've had to leave behind, Eight of Cups. Okay, about things that you had to walk away from because it looks like you had to walk away from things while you still loved them. Okay, so this is one of the hardest things that you will ever have to do, is learn the art of detachment. But it looks like you have successfully learned that. Tap in. Divine feminine, divine masculine. Tap in, my divine collective. Have you successfully learned the art of detachment? Okay, I feel like you have, because we have the Emperor card, okay, sitting in complete and total control of your emotions, of your situation, of your finances, of your future, okay? And so I feel like, yes, let me switch up my sounds right quick. Okay, so yes, like I said, through everything that you have gone through, you have gained control of everything that at one point was out of control. You felt like your life was falling apart, that you were losing things and you couldn't hold on to them, and you were trying to hold on and they were just being snatched away and falling away and dying away and running away. And, you had no choice but to allow these things to happen. And in the midst of you being willing to walk away from these things that you loved while you still love them, you gained total control of your emotional state, your mental state, your finances, and again, your future, okay, of your reality. We have the Knight of Pentacles here. So it's like, I feel like I want to pull some more cards because the Knight of Pentacles wants me to, you know what I'm saying? I just feel like, what should I pull? Okay, I'm going to pull from either the Divine Doors or my I'm going to pull from the Maji's deck, actually, the Chosen 144,000 deck, because, the Knight of Pentacles in the Tarot, it's like, the Knight of Pentacles is the slowest moving knight in the deck, okay? But the Knight of Pentacles, when the Knight of Pentacles arrives and when the Knight of Pentacles begins to build, he's building a very firm foundation that cannot be shaken, okay? And this is what you have done. This is why I say you healed the long way, okay? Because you couldn't take no shortcuts. You cried every tear. You felt every excruciating, painful drop of pain. You went through the mental, the emotional turmoil. You went through things that no one knows about but you and God. Okay, and it was long. It took a longer time than you had wanted it to take. It took longer than people expected it to take, if they even was given a damn. But you did it. You did it. And that's what's most important. You did it. You healed the long way. You built a very firm foundation. You planted some very valuable and powerful seeds that have now come into fruition, that are now coming into fruition for you even as I speak, okay? And so your life is getting ready to shift, and it's going to be shocking. It's going to be a surprise. For some of you, you may even have anxiety about this, even though it's a good thing, because it's just that change. It's going to seem like overnight, but it was you. You've been doing this. It's like the result of all the work that you have put in. Now it's going to just come pouring and flooding in, okay? But at the end of the day, it's not that easy come, easy go type of abundance. It is that King of Pentacles, that Knight of Pentacles type of abundance, where you've taken your time and built a very firm foundation that cannot be shaken, that cannot be broken, okay? That is, it is everlasting, okay? So let's just close this out with one of the 140, because I feel like I'm talking to my divine collective, all of you who have embodied your divine feminine energy, whether you are masculine or feminine. You have embodied that divine feminine aspect, which will bring you into this yin-yang balance that we have here in the Energy Oracle. What is the message, okay, from the 144,000 chosen ones? Oracle by Maji, the High Priestess. Shout out to Maji. Maji got the tea, okay? What's the message? This? Your name holds power, Divine One. Your name holds power. Okay, I feel like some of you may, I'm feeling like this is your spiritual name, whatever it is, that because it's like when you went through whatever you went through, it changed you. And you're no longer that person who you were, okay? I know me, the person that I was before these betrayals and things that I went through, she died. She no longer exists, okay? And I am who has emerged from that. So it's like you came out of this cocoon phase and you are a new butterfly in God, okay? And so it's, spend a lot of, it's like you've spent a lot of time. I feel like you've spent a lot of time alone, okay? And I feel like that was your hermit phase that I'm talking about. That was your cocoon phase that I'm talking about. That you spent a lot of time in your cocoon phase. Some of you may have memories of Atlantis or be very intimately connected to water, okay? A lot of your names, okay, like my spiritual name, is a name that is connected to water. A lot of you are connected to Goddess Oshun, Yemiya, okay? A lot of you are a child of both waters because the river flows into the ocean, okay? So a lot of you are a child of both waters. A lot of you are awakening to your divine heritage as a child of the waters, the rivers, the oceans, the sweet water, the salt. Let's close this out with a divine door. Which way should we be going? So yeah, a lot of you, okay. So a lot of you are awakening to the fact that you are connected to Oshun and the Yemiya. I'm gonna have to go to a part 4 to just go ahead and sum everything up. Go to part 4. All right, let's close this out. So basically, the three cards that I pulled from Maji's deck were that your name holds power, Atlantis, and then spend time alone. So I'm feeling, what I'm gathering from this is that a lot of you do have connections to the water goddesses, okay? Connections to Atlantis. I feel like water is going to help with your activation and with your remembrance. Like there's so as this, it's like the divine feminine energy that is awakening in a lot of you is the water. It is the energy of Oshun, the energy of water. Okay, because you are intimately connected to Atlantis. So a lot of you need to sit in meditation, okay, to have this revealed to you, okay, to actually get clarity on what, and not, this is not for everyone. This part of this reading is for those of you who have always felt an intimate connection to water, okay? And so as you are, I feel like meditating, bathing, showering, when you are connecting with this water, I feel like something is going to be revealed to you as far as this inner goddess that is awakening to you. And this is for very specific for some of you, okay? So I do feel like, you know, a lot of you do have a water goddess connection that is that is awakening with this divine feminine awakening, okay? Because that divine feminine aspect of you is Oshun, is Yemiya, okay? Let's close this out with one of my Divine Doors decks. Thank you. I didn't even get a chance to ask, but that I'm glad about that. Change beckons. The path is shifting. The road leads a new way. Do not be alarmed as change beckons today. Now I'm going to reread that, but I always like to show you guys the back of the Divine Door card. And let me change my sounds right quick. I don't know why everything wants to start malfunction on me as I'm trying to close this out, okay? The path is shifting. The road leads a new way. Do not be alarmed as change beckons today. So it's saying, you know, when this new love, this caring connection comes in, don't push it away. Don't think that it's going to be like before. This is new energy. This is a new experience, okay? A lot of you, you know, just allow this inner goddess to awaken. A lot of you will be awakening to the fact that you are intimately connected to the water. Not all of you, but some. But all of you are having this awakening of the divine feminine within you because the Great Mother is here, okay? And the Great Mother is the one who is adding this quality of nurturing, of healing, of softness to these connections, okay? Whether it's a new connection or a renewed connection. So I feel like in the meantime, spend a lot of time alone, just, you know, absorbing and processing all that you have been through and where you're preparing yourself to go, okay? And I feel like at the end of the day, you are, you know, will be prosperous. We have the woman holding a coin on the bottom of the deck, but this is not just in money, but this is abundant in every area of your life. On the bottom of the chosen 144,000 deck by Maji the Priestess, Maji the High Priestess, you were born to be a legend, okay? And so I'm just going to leave it there. Tap in. Let me know how this resonates, how you feel about this change that beckons today, okay? And, you know, if you feel it, if you see it yet. And I will see you guys. Make sure that you subscribe to Intuition Unraveled on YouTube. And I will see you guys in the next video. Peace.